This next one's coming from at I am Wavo on Twitter. Peak D Rose is still one of the most overrated players in NBA history. Alan, you start us off.
So I want to disagree with all of these tweets, but I'm sorry, guys. Wavo, I cannot tarnish his name. I completely agree with this tweet. I feel like even back then, his MVP season was questionable. And then each season after that, we start seeing more and more talented players. So it just makes that MVP season look less and less unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know who I think is the most overrated player in NBA history. It's the little prick Steph Curry. But this guy's stupid. I mean, he must be a 12-year-old on Twitter and wasn't able to see the greatness of Derrick Rose for that season. And he must not understand that the man was injured for like 2 straight years right after that. This guy is just uneducated. This guy grabs any headline he sees on ESPN, and that's how he bases his opinions. But I think Allen is wrong. I don't think his MVP is tarnished in any way.
What do the injuries have to do with anything? Like, we can't use that to bolster him when he won the MVP.
But if you're saying that his MVP was just null and void, I mean, it makes no sense.
No, I just think it was overrated. Like, when you think about it, he probably shouldn't have won it because his name wasn't fully certified in the game. Along with that, he averaged 25 points a game. Didn't play defense. You had Dwight Howard, who had his career best season that same year, 23 points, not even a complete focal point of the offense like Derrick Rose was. He was playing a lot of cleanup, and he was also an elite
Dwight
defensive
wasn't
player.
The focal point of that year's Magic team. You're talking about the team that had Gilbert Arenas, right? What? He was the focal point.
I'm telling you, the thing
Arenas
about
didn't
him,
do shit.
The thing about Dwight Howard, they had a bunch of skilled shooters and stuff like that.
Yeah, skilled shooters who all shot sub 35 from 3-point range.
Well, the thing about Dwight Howard is that he plays a lot of cleanup, and that's what he did. He was so dominant on the glass. He averaged like 5 offensive rebounds a game.
I mean, but you're really underselling the pick and roll there from the Magic.
And he was dominant on both sides of the floor. Arguably the best defensive player in the game, and he had his peak year, and he has nothing to show for it other than a defensive player of the year. He should have won the MVP that year. And even then, you look at LeBron James stats in Miami that year, he had better stats all around other than 0.7 less assists a game.
I just don't get why you said his name wasn't like a big name in the league. That's why he shouldn't have won.
I just feel like the awards. When you think about past awards, they usually don't give it to a guy that's up and coming. They give it to a guy that is already solidified.
So how is that an argument against it?
Because I'm saying that the MVP was questionable to begin with. So he probably shouldn't have won.
So in order for somebody to win an MVP, they have to be in the league for at least 5 years, and then they can start getting MVPs.
He has to be solidified as an MVP caliber player before winning it.
Are you slow?
I'm basing it on the way the NBA has voted in the past couple years.
Okay.
And then you look at the years after. And then that's how it usually goes, yeah. But the thing is, every year after, it's like we see Russell Westbrook doing the same thing that Derrick Rose was doing. So it's like we see it countless times. So like when you look back now, it's like, okay, like he was good, but like, was he really that special compared to all these other guys?
I mean, I think it's a testament at that point to just how good Russell Westbrook is. If he's putting up D Rose like numbers, again, remember Rose was top 10 in both points and assists that year. Led the Bulls to the first seed in the East. And granted, he had a good team around him. A young Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, who was aging, Carlos Boozer, who had like 17 a game. But still, really Rose was the focal point of that team.
Joakim Noah was still good and great. Don't act like he wasn't because he was aging. He was still one of the most important players on that team.
No, but he had that Dwight role.
You had Kyle Korver coming off the bench. You had one of the deepest teams. Derrick Rose was like number 10 in win shares because that team was so loaded. That's not a stat that you see MVPs having.
Win share is totally a stat MVPs have.
Yeah, he was 10th. He was very low on the list when you think of MVPs. Usually they're going to be top 5. Am I wrong? Are you going to sit there and tell me I'm wrong?
And I guess we should just give whoever has the best win share the MVP.
Usually
you can't look at
top
one
3.
Stat. You can't look at one stat and say this person deserves
to me
MVP.
To me, he won it because of the seeding. And I personally think that's bullshit every year.
I mean, he's literally the first Bull out since the Jordan era to average 25.
Okay.
Led the Bulls to a 60, what was it? A 62-20 record. That's pretty damn good.
But that team was absolutely loaded. Don't act like he was like the only player on that team. They would have been good without him. Hell, they were good. They were good when he came back, and they were good when he came back and was a shell of himself.
They weren't a first seed though. Like
they were still a pretty damn good team and had some decent success in the playoffs. They weren't just a team full of bums.
Like, all I'm saying is, in 2011, I think that was the first time we saw a point guard do the things Derrick Rose did in, like, the modern NBA era. And to say he was overrated, that just shows you're ignorant, you know? Like,
oh, he's overrated by the masses like you guys, because it's like, okay, like that, it was a great season, but like, let's not act like it was this amazing year that we haven't seen before. Like, that's why he's
at that point we hadn't seen it.
The tweet that he's posting is literally looking back at it now, not back then. Back then it's like, yeah, we haven't seen a guy this exciting in a minute. But now it's like we see it all the time. So it's hard to just overrate it and use that same scale that we had 8 years ago. Like, you guys are just not understanding his tweet.
Like, even from a modern lens, it's hard not to say that year wasn't impressive.
I'm not saying it wasn't impressive. It was impressive, but we continuously see more and more impressive years. And even back then, the MVP was questionable. You could have made a solid argument for the other two guys. And Dwight Howard, I think, should have been the favorite anyway. We hadn't seen before Dwight Howard. Had you seen a guy that dominant since Shaq?
Well, I mean, Shaq was literally still in the league and was, what, like 4 seasons from being at his most dominant?
Yeah, exactly. You had seen a guy like that in 4 years. And that's amazing for an all-time great.
And, I mean, you had very good big men with him. KG, Tim Duncan.
And the fact that he was that much better than everybody else shows how crazy he was.
Like, I don't want to undersell Dwight at all, because, like you said, he was real damn good. And
I'm just saying that's peak Dwight Howard right there. That they gave an MVP to a 22-year-old.
21.
22.
Was he 22? I thought he was 21.
Get your facts straight, my guy.
Oh, sorry, I'm fake news right now. I'm fake newsing.
So, from what we learned in this segment of the podcast, you must be 5 years or more in the league before you can even be considered for an MVP.
I don't think that. That's just how the NBA usually does it.
And Allen's Twitter needs to be taken away because he's so stupid. That's what I got from here. And
what I've learned is that both of you guys are casuals and you guys are fake media, and all you care about is ESPN media. That's all you guys watch. You're like, oh, Derrick Rose to the top.
Our name is the Casuals, so
maybe I'm a step above that.
No, you're not.
I think I am. I'm clearly getting all of these dubs today.
No, you are clearly one of the biggest morons in all of sports media, and literally, we should just cut you from this program.
See that Jimmy Butler gif that guy posted? That's how I feel right now.
Did you just call it a GIF? It's a GIF.
It's a GIF, bro.
Okay, I thought you said Jif, and I was like,
No,
this ain't peanut butter.
I fuck with peanut butter. Though.
Can we just can you kick him out of the party? Can we just do this for the rest of like just me and you? Because his thoughts are irrelevant at this time.
No, unfortunately,
Wavo, you're the man. Wavo, you're correct. Don't listen to these clowns.
You should go see some more of Wavo's tweets. They're all questionable. Every single one of them.
Well, this particular one I fuck with. I fuck with heavy. It's bold.
You must fuck with some stupid ass takes then. Oh wait, you do. Go check out Alan's Twitter, the Hebrew Hammer.
You're not gonna name drop your Twitter, Alan?
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow me for the best, most authentic takes, and not the fake media posts that Elias has.
If you want to look at the most Homerish tweets in all of Homerism, please go check out Alan's Twitter. Everything is the Nets can't do anything bad. The Colts can't do anything bad.
Drop that at.
Drop my at?
Both of y'all.
Actually, half of it's hating on my Colts center or my Nets center position. But yeah, that's a story for another day. And then the rest of my tweets are about my poor bowel movements.
I'm gonna drop my tweet, even though I don't tweet a lot. It's at EZUS, EZZUS_. If you want some authentic takes and not just, oh my goodness, I can't wait to suck Katie's dick because he's just so good tweets, then come follow me.